Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. Jiujitsu2000 here today. I'm back and I've got an interesting video for you. Today I want to talk about the Olight model I3T EOS. And I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about the new one. I3T EOS. This is a limited edition. This is EOS CU, which is pure copper. This is something that I'm very excited about. If you look right off the bat, you can see that the packaging is significantly different than the original. Okay, now the specs are going to be exactly the same with the exception of the weight. It comes with a very thin plastic film around this package, so I'm going to use a pocket knife here. Just going to break this film. Okay, something like this, so that I can get the box open. The packaging on this new I3T EOS CU is much better packaging than the previous version. Right here I've got the I3T EOS CU, the raw copper version. I have the original, and then here is an original out of the packaging. Now the specs of these flashlights are exactly the same with the exception of the weight. The copper comes in at 2.7 ounces. Where the standard comes in at 1.4 ounces, so the copper version is almost twice as heavy. Now this flashlight is going to be released on Monday, October 22nd, 2018, and also on that release day they're going to have a 25% off sale on this model. Okay, now normal price point on this model is the $30 price point, and the original is the $20 price point. Okay, so let's not miss that sale. Now to get this open, I'm going to get my little knife here and just kind of pry just a little bit, very gently. They've really done a good job on the packaging, making it very nice looking, because they're expecting maybe these to be given for gifts or something like that, so they went a little bit extra on the packaging. Now when you first open it up, you can see right here that where it says read me, this is something fairly standard, and what this talks about is removing the insulation film. What that does is that keeps the flashlight from coming on during shipping, so we're going to need to remove that before we actually turn on the flashlight. You can also pull this back, and there is the owner's manual inside here. And then again, this is a limited edition. So here are the specs of the flashlight. On low, you get 5 lumens for 16 hours of runtime with 12 meters of throw, and on high you get 180 lumens for 21 minutes of runtime with 60 meters of throw. This is impact resistant down to 1.5 meters. It has a candela rating of 900. It's got a Luxon TX LED. It's IPX8, waterproof down to I believe 2 meters. And again, it says 2.7 ounces on the weight and 76.5 grams. This includes the battery. And again, it talks about taking the packaging, opening the packaging, getting rid of the insulation film, stuff like that. So the owner's manual is pretty straightforward. Now when you get to the flashlight, you're going to notice something new here, and that is that the flashlight, when you take it out of the package, you can see that it's in some plastic. Now this plastic is to help protect the flashlight before it arrives in my hands or your hands if you purchase one. This is going to help not oxidize the flashlight. It's going to help the flashlight not have any discoloration, any patina to the flashlight. But however, once you break this seal and you open the flashlight and you start using it, it will darken in time depending on oxygen, depending on if it comes in contact with water, oils on your hands, things of that nature. So just want you guys to be aware of that. Let's go ahead and open this up and let's take a first look. This is a lot heavier than the original. I like the feel of it. It feels very solid. I mean, they just did a beautiful job on this thing. The operation and the settings on this are exactly the same as the previous model.
so you don't have to learn anything new or anything like that. One thing that I want to make note of is the belt clip is steel, but they've changed the color on it, as well as the tail cap switch here. So they could have put just a standard black, you know, clip on there like the original, and they could have used a black button like the original, but they decided to go a little bit further and make it look much nicer to try to complement the copper color of the flashlight. Now let's not forget that this is still a steel clip, and it still has plenty of retention, just like the previous model. You can see here the helix pattern on both flashlights is very cool. Okay, there's a look at the TIR lenses. Okay, now if I remove the tail cap here, you'll see that there's a little red O-ring there. That is to protect the flashlight and make it waterproof, so it will hold up to its IPX8 waterproof standard. And inside there you can see the little yellow insulation film. Again, that insulation film, all it does is it breaks continuity between the battery and the switch, so the flashlight doesn't come on accidentally in shipping. Stuck to my hand there. And of course this flashlight does come standard with a AAA battery from the factory. To insert the battery, you just put the positive side down into the flashlight like this. You insert the tail cap right on there and turn the flashlight on. Looks like my switch was already on. Now one thing that's pretty cool about these flashlights is they have a momentary on, so you can half press without clicking, and then if you half press again you'll get the next mode. So you got low, high, and then whatever mode that you get, you know, if you do that half press, say you want that mode, you just continue and click it the rest of the way. And that is the low setting of 5 lumens. Again, 16 hours of runtime with 12 meters of throw. And then if we want to see high, there's high. High is 180 lumens, 21 minutes of runtime with 60 meters of throw. So that's pretty cool. Now again, this one, the price point that Olight is looking for is $30. And let's not forget that this is a limited item. This is not something that is going to be in their inventory all the time. Something that might come and go from time to time. So Monday, October 22nd, between 1 and 3 Eastern Daylight Time, they will have this for 25% off. Now here's a look at the original. You can definitely feel a weight difference. It's almost twice as heavy. But it doesn't feel uncomfortable. It actually feels, in my opinion, it feels better. If we compare the beams, let's get this one on low. Let's get that one on low. You can see, let me turn this overhead light off. So here you have the black one on the right and the copper on the left. Those are on low. Let's go to high. There we go. So you can see that the light is pretty much identical. So here they both are on low. Here's the black version, and here is the copper version. You can see that the light is exactly the same. Okay, black, copper. Now let's go up to high. Here's the black version. Here's the copper version. Black version, copper. Now let's bring them both in. So you can see that the light output is exactly the same. There's nothing different. Let's take a look at the impact resistance of this flashlight. Let's get it on high. I'm going to drop it from about hip high. I'm going to do it several times. I'm going to drop it lens down, then I'm going to drop it butt down, and then just side. So let's try lens down. Let's try it with the tail cap switch down. And it probably turned it off from the tail cap switch hitting. It's still functioning just fine. So let's put it on high. And let's drop it a third time. So no problem. Let's see what we got here. There's high. There's low. Everything's working just fine. And just one more time for good measure.
Let's throw it in some water. This is cold water out here. No problem. So the flashlight is definitely holding up. No problems at all. Low, high, low, high. So my final thoughts are pretty simple. I like the weight of this new one. It seems like, you know, when you read the specs and you read this stuff on paper, it sounds a little bit scary, the fact that it's twice the amount of weight almost. But honestly, when it's in your hand, you kind of, at least I like that little bit of heft. It feels like you're holding something. This other one is very, very light. I wish you could feel it. I mean, it's very light. I look at the flashlight after doing the drop test and I don't see any damage or any, there's a little ding right there. Copper is a pretty soft metal, but I don't see any major damage or anything to it. You know, there's nothing going on with it. I did some pretty good drops. Here's the original. You can see a little bit of dings and stuff on it too. So my final thoughts are, I really like it. I hope you guys make sure to check the description box down below because I'll put links to the sale so you can find it on Monday the 22nd of October 2018. Again, don't miss that 25% off sale. That's between 1 and 3 Eastern Daylight Time, and that's going to be a pretty good savings on this thing. So I hope you got some good useful information out of this video. Please feel free to leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. And thank you for stopping by, and until next time, have a beautiful day, and go get you one of these I3T EOS CU Copper Edition flashlights. We'll see you next time. Bye.